bod pips. Hello. Sorry, it's crazy. We're running around. It's been a hell of a week.
Don't scream in my ear.
Don't scream. I'm sorry, I'm screaming. I shouldn't be screaming.
Stressed out because he was late.
It's time, isn't it? Well, we're all here now. Let's see who's here.
Let's see our peeps.
Let's see who's here. Oh, hello, every bod pips, innit?
Hello. Hi. We got Geraldine and Gilda and Sean and Logan and Wendy. Alrighty.
The gang is gathering.
Happy
yes.
Moon Day. Who's
and
this?
for more tinfoil. All right, we'll go get some tinfoil. We're fashioning them.
Well, I must say that I'm probably going to sound a bit like reading a Nostradamus quatrain today, but may you live in interesting times, eh?
It's all a bit ghoulish, isn't it? Oh gosh, now everybody's turning up.
Now who we got there? Anna Marie and Savannah.
Savannah, Anna Marie, Geraldine, Savannah. Don't know whether the lights didn't flash, but they probably will in a bit or not. I don't know. We could have been taken over by aliens. Who knows?
Oh, well,
oh my God, we've got a ton of people on the Talk of Tick as well. Hello, Talk of Tickers. How are you?
Hello, everybody.
All right, so we've got a lot of things to go through astrologically first, because as you may have detected, we're living in interesting fucking times right now.
What I'm going to say is,
yes.
I am pretty glad that I didn't finish all of my cryptic notes last week, or they probably would be coming to take me away.
Coming to take me away, ha ha, hee hee, hoo hoo, ha.
All right,
and there you go, the lights are flashing now.
You know, I've got my pages of crazy here,
and
I've tried to condense it into a story that's meaningful for us.
Hello, Carol.
All right, there's Carol. I'll put her on here. Logan says, I much prefer my
opossum hide.
It blocks the government brainwaves.
Only if you play dead.
Well, I think yeah. All right.
Moving on.
So I kind of introduced this thought about Al Ghul.
Al Ghul, the demon star.
Right. So Al Ghul is a fixed star. It means it doesn't move. So it's at like 25, 26, it's right in that space, 25, 26 degrees Taurus. So what you do is look in your chart to see where this resides. Because what it governs is very interesting.
Oh, hell. You like my coffee mug? Well, I like my coffee mug too. It's got coffee in it.
It's got a tree on the other side.
Cheap plug. Yeah, there's this place in Newport. I believe it's called the Awareness Shop. And apparently they have this incredible potter called Jen Kemper who makes this amazing stuff, and they're all one-off pieces.
There's a video about it on our YouTube station if you want to go look it up. I went to the pottery.
So there. Feel free.
All right.
Moving on. Sorry.
So wherever it is in your chart, it governs like the power of the mind.
Yeah.
Right? It governs decapitation.
Yeah, well, isn't it the decapitated head of Medusa or some nutty thing like that? Okay. I don't know. We're going to have to dig in here. It's going to get wild, I warn you. Pin your lugholes back.
All right. What I want to say first is it's really important that this next few weeks we don't lose our minds.
Which is quite possible.
All right. So we don't want to lose our minds. So Savannah, I'm sorry I don't know your chart by degree. I get that your rising sign is 6 degrees Taurus. Al Ghul is at 25, 26 degrees Taurus. So it may be in your first house, or maybe it's over the line into your second house. You'd have to look. I'm pretty good, but I'm not that good to memorize everybody's stuff.
You can't just cast a chart in your head for everybody,
no.
Pips.
All right. So anyway, this is an ancient star.
Oh yes.
And it's called Al Ghul, and it's where we get the word ghoulish from.
Surprise.
Right? It let's think about the head in different cultures, right? Some people kept the heads of their enemies. Other peoples really revered the heads of their ancestors. They kept their skulls. And then there was a time frame when everybody was being beheaded, literally.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah,
right?
French Revolution.
So,
Madame la Guillotine, eh?
so if we think about Al Ghul in a more of a conceptual way, we would think of it as honestly being told not to lose your head, both physically, like don't allow someone to decapitate you, and don't be so hot-headed that you lose your mind. So this energy is compressed right now. And I'm not going to speak about recent activity regarding the head and losing it, but it's right there in that person's chart. All right. So also the other thing it could talk about is heads coming together. And we saw 30 members of NATO,
Heads of state.
yeah,
exactly.
that met last week. So the reason this fixed star is getting so much attention is it's being visited. And you know, in astrology, when two planets come into the same space, it's called a conjunction.
Conjunction, yes.
And this conjunction means two acting as one, or two or more acting as one. So Al Ghul, the demon star, the head of Medusa, don't lose your head. The power of the mind.
The power of the mind.
Electrocutions, violence, disturbances that make you have to think very powerfully.
Or maybe shocking to your core.
Shock you to your core.
Shocking to the core, yeah.
Are being visited. This energy, Al Ghul, is being visited. And it's being visited by the planet Uranus at the same degree. Today.
As we speak.
Right, so coming in, we feel it. We know that, you know, Al Ghul is far out there and Uranus is an outer planet, so we're going to feel it as it ticks in and we're going to feel it as it ticks out. But Uranus is both internal and external chaos, right? Uranus is that as above, so below. It makes us check ourselves, and it makes it very chaotic outside of us as well. But Uranus also is about electricity. So we should be very mindful of electrical storms and flooding.
It's the modern ruler of Aquarius, which I consider the glyph to be waves, but you say they're electrical bolts.
They are. Uranus is also the planet that rules transformation and revolution. And I don't mean as in a cycle, although that's part of that word, but I mean as in a revolt. Okay. So that's enough to worry about.
As if that were enough to worry about. But wait, there's more.
Today, Mars joined them at the same degree. And Mars is about sharp objects, like swords that could be used for beheadings, surgery, eruptions, and volatile emotions. So all of these things that I've talked about, heads coming together, people trying to sort things out, the possibility of arguments and violence through those arguments on a big scale and a small scale. And we know last time we talked, I said the last time that Mars and Uranus came together. It was in a different sign, but it's when we dropped the bomb.
Yeah, Hiroshima
Right?
and Nagasaki, yeah.
So there's
August.
this undertone of serious violence and the propensity to be psychically and mentally sucked into this volatile
evil, wanting an evil outcome, wanting utter destruction and laying everything to waste. And that's quite a horrendous thing. I mean, we say, and I'm so sorry, I know you've got loads more, but if you'll permit me just this tiny little interjection. You guys know we follow like Welsh Celtic mythology. Nisian and Evnisian. One, the brother who could bring everybody together, even in the most quarrelling of factions, who could like resolve arguments and make everybody copacetic.
He's Venus.
And then the other brother, the flip side, if you will, Evnisian.
He's Mars.
He is absolutely, the antithesis of that, and would make even the most friendly of brothers fight one another to the death. And he does, everything he does is about utter, his first appearance, if you will, is where he maims Matholwch's horses. I mean, horribly maims them. And they go into grotesque detail, like cutting the eyelids through to the bone, cutting the tails to the bone, disfiguring, maiming, disfiguring, grotesque. These are all ghoulish qualities, if we think about it, Think about Medusa. She was so horrible to look at that you were literally turned to stone. So legend has it, so mythology has it.
Well, her story is really misunderstood, I think, but I don't want to go
No, we're not going there.
But
Pray continue.
The star
I
is
said my bit. I'm sorry.
Perseus in the head of Medusa, All right. So, aggression, sharp objects, beheadings, eruptions, violence, emotions, transformation, revolution, excitement, freedom, electrocution, the power of the mind, power in the head. Don't lose your head. Heads come together. All right.
Or heads may misbehave, like perhaps the heads of the Supreme Court. Just saying. We're going to go there.
All right. But
stick around, folks. It's going to get interesting.
My message, honestly, for everyone is to use extreme caution with yourself and how you treat others these next few weeks between now and August 8th, right?
Be impeccable in your word and behaviour. That is our caution. Be impeccable. Be unimpeachable. Be careful. Take that moment to pause before you say anything, because words are like rocks. Once they're said, they can't be unsaid.
Okay. So use extreme caution and don't fall prey to that energy of anger, right? Remember that you cannot have a battle of wits with an unarmed person. So your job right now is not to be mean to someone.
Doesn't help.
It is to spread peace, spread love, and work to educate those who are unarmed. So the best way to do that is, instead of giving them the facts, ask them what they think the facts are. And then say, oh, you know what I heard? Or here's where I read about that. So that you can try to educate them, because they've spent so much time dumbing people down.
And pushing misinformation around. Horrendous amount of misinformation.
Now, we also want to pay close attention to travel. There are going to be a lot of travel delays over the next few weeks. You have all of this wacky energy with Mars, but we're also coming for a Mercury retrograde in the mix of all this, right? Joy. So this Uranus, Mars, Al Ghul is sitting there for weeks. We're going to feel this energy. And then joining it, we have Neptune, Venus, and the Sun in a trine. which is a great thing. And many people have been noticing wild dreams or remembering their dreams or dreaming of ancestors. So this is all happening over these next few weeks as well. And Mercury is going to retrograde in Virgo. So let's try to follow this. Virgo is all about the details.
Devil's
right?
in the details, eh?
The cross the T's, dot your I's, finding out the details. But when Mercury is retrograde until August 7th, it's clouding up our communication and our details. So it's also adding to this frustration in communication or understanding. And it is sort of like trying to hide the details because it's retrograde. And you know, I've always said that Virgo is like the jury. So the jury who's trying to make decisions on what's right and what is wrong is being fed unclear messages. So that's happening at the same time.
Discernment is clouded.
Right? Now, also, at the same time, Pluto, which is also
It's all got
a
to come out, mate.
planet of transformation
Rip it out.
and revolution, is straddling the two signs ruled by Saturn. Right? So Capricorn is ruled by Saturn and Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. It's the ancient ruler of Aquarius. Uranus is the modern ruler of Aquarius. So if we looked at Capricorn as the old aspect of Pluto, establishment, you know, that kind of old money kind of energy. And we looked at Aquarius as the revolutionary humanitarian. Pluto is straddling these two energies that are very different. Capricorn is cardinal earth, and Aquarius is fixed air. So that air energy wants to feed the mind, but the Capricorn energy wants to keep the populace down.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Aquarius says, let's spread this out. Let's include everybody. Let's fix it all. And Capricorn says, don't bother my bank account, please.
Let's consider these as like the barefoot tree-hugging hippie who wants to bring love to the world, and the merchant banker who wants all the money for himself.
Right. So Pluto,
that would be about it.
Pluto is straddling there. And
Summit's got to give.
in the fall, Pluto is going to go back over the United States natal Pluto and finish the United States natal return, because we do have, as natal chart for the United States has Pluto in Capricorn. So it's finishing a 239-year cycle. Well, there's some sort of revolution coming, and we need to be focusing on it being a good one that may tear down established things that no longer work, like the electoral college and things like that.
And senator apportionment, you know, where
Right.
where you effectively wind up with minority rule in this country. You know, 'cause
Right.
you've got
Rhode Island
disproportionate
gets 2 senators.
Wyoming gets 2 senators.
New York gets
gets
2
2
senators.
California gets
2
2 senators.
Really kind of crazy. All right. But Pluto wants to shatter things and reveal secrets. It wants the fall of the old institutions. And that could be a positive or a negative thing, depending on which institutions fall. But secrets are going to come out. We are going to learn things that we maybe thought we'd never see. All right. The other big thing that's coming is the full moon in Capricorn on the 21st, in the last degree of Capricorn. And of course, we know that the sun is going to be in Cancer, the last degree of Cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So for this full moon, it's a great moon to do prosperity work, but it's also a great time to like set the intention of keeping your vibration high. Right? Energize yourself with that intuitive, understanding, calm, peace, love energy, right? Get your facts checked. Be productive. Educate.
Educate yourself.
Know that words have power.
Yes, they do.
So all of this stuff that we've been talking about is going on in the orange one's chart in the house of career and the public eye. Where for the blue team, it is going off in his house of service to others, that is ruled by Virgo, where the Mercury retrograde might really cloud some information there. But try really hard not to be frustrated and angry.
Anger only begets more anger.
Don't give in to that pushy stuff. And the other thing, I had a quick look at RFK Jr.'s chart, and he has a grand cardinal cross.
Oh, shit.
Which is really interesting because that kind of makes him...
sacrificial in some way?
No, it makes him like the unknowable. And one of the other astrologers said that she feels he's the unforeseen candidate. And he has a stellium in his 6th house of service. So he got some heavy karma. But on the 18th of August, mark that date, because I feel like something's going to come forward regarding RFK Jr. on August 18th.
Good or bad?
Well, it's something revealed.
Oh, interesting.
We find the truth. Because
the truth.
Yeah.
The elusive truth, eh?
Because Mercury will pass through the sun, so that's called a Kazemi. And never mind.
That's a new one on me.
Yeah, no, it's all good. You're the artist.
Kazemi. When Mercury transits the sun.
No. When a planet crosses the heart of the sun, it's in Kazemi. It could be any of the other planets.
Oh, okay. So that really puts some kind of serious energy into that part.
Well, we're going to see
center of the sun.
August 18th. We're going to see something revealed regarding him. Good or bad, I don't know which, but it's really interesting. And RFK Sr.'s birthday is the same day as Joe Biden's.
I didn't know that.
So that's really interesting.
I didn't know that.
All right. I know I sound like Nostradamus today, probably, but
well, not really. You're not talking in quatrains and like weird
The other
stuff.
thing that I haven't really talked to you guys about before is something called Sabian symbols. And there's one for each degree. We know there are 12 signs, 30 degrees each, so 360 Sabian symbols. And the one that will be in the limelight is a secret conference. There's two, because they're one is right before, one is right after, and all this stuff's happening in the middle. A secret conference and a woman reading tea leaves. Hi, Laura. All right.
Hello, Anne-Marie as well.
I got Anne-Marie a long time ago.
Do you know what? It's just...
May you live in interesting times.
Well, we evidently are. And I mean, the one thing that I have to say nowadays is it is really getting much harder to actually determine or discern the truth.
What is real because
The
of
truth.
AI and
Yeah, we've got the possibility now of deep fake videos. But I'll talk to you another time about that. But in my quiet times... in my quiet times, I've been doing a little digging into that, and if you've got I think there is probably a definitive way to debunk a AI generated video, and you will be needing to look for corroborating camera angles. So there's very seldom is there just one camera on an event. You have to understand that, and if you just limit it to just one camera and a made up video for that, to try and do an AI deepfake to at this time do the reverse camera angles and everything like that. It's little too much.
I don't know that we're going to find out those truths, though I wish that we would.
But yes, here's the thing. I mean, for those that you know, my sister, she's retired now, but she was a journalist, and she had these lovely posters all over the place, you know, about the newspapers and things like that. But some of the basic journalistic principles. The first one is believe absolutely nothing you read and only half of what you see with your own eyes. Because illusion has been around for as long as you care to think. The sleight of hand, you know, that's what finesse is sleight of hand. Here, look over here, and you're looking over there. Well, meanwhile, something else is happening.
Well, there are many things we're never going to know the truth about. Many, many things. But I'm saying on a personal level,
right,
from now until the middle of August, be cautious with your words.
Be impeccable with your
word.
Work
to keep your vibration high.
Yes.
Rise above. Send love. Educate. Don't feed in to the fear-mongering. And, you know, a really good way to keep people down is to frighten them.
Always. I think that the secret is as well, don't unwittingly become an agent of a proponent, an unwitting proponent of misinformation. Don't just repeat something
Assume
or repost
nothing.
something you've seen on Facebook or whatever. Dig into it. Ask questions. Where are the sources? What are the sources? What are the sources' motivations? You know, these are the questions you've got to ask. You need to become interested in how you are discerning your information. You've got to do that thing called critical thinking.
Well, you've also got to
people.
get your information from a bunch of different sources.
Multiple sources.
You can't just watch something that's all left-wing or something that's all right-wing or something that's biased religiously. You have to get your information from different sources. I know there's been a ton of stuff flying around on the internet about Project 2025. Tonight at 7 o'clock on MSNBC, the anchor that hosts that show is going to dissect, Joy Reid, yep, is going to dissect Project 2025's 900 pages of crap.
It's in the public domain, people. You can actually download it and read it yourself.
Right, but if you don't feel like you have time to comb through 900 pages, she's going to highlight the big things that would change our lives as we know it. But I'm also saying you should research it yourself. You should go to other sources of information. And the big thing is, too, when you hear something, be it truth or a lie, stop and think, why? How did this happen? Or why would they want us to believe this? And if you do that, use your head, especially these next 3 weeks.
And I have to tell you again the wonderful Sherlock Holmes idiom, and of course he's a mythological character, but he said, remember, Watson, when you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, no matter how unlikely, must be the truth.
Yep. Alrighty. So
there's a thought for you.
We do have our meeting today with our tarot artist.
We do.
So we are
do.
going to go through the readings
for
today.
Shouting.
Yes, you're very loud.
I just realised I'm just excited
when
about
he gets
things.
on the phone, he's like this too, right? So we have our hall is a long hall, and we each have a desk with a phone on it. And I'll be on the phone talking and blah 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 blah, and then he answers the phone, and I can only hear what he says. I can't. It's terrible.
It's not that. No,
it's ridiculously loud.
Listen, I have the ability to project my voice. I'll be the person. I would.
But why do you scream at people on the phone?
I scream. Go away, adverts. Thank you for letting us know on the Tube of You that you're about to bombard everybody with adverts.
I just blew everybody's eardrums, but you're always shouting. All right.
I'm not always shouting. I am actually valuing peace and quiet. I don't know what it is, because I've got a lot of noise.
You want other people to be quiet.
I've got a lot of noise internally in my body right now, which hurts. You know.
Yeah.
So I try to find quiet spaces, and I know people say, "You all right?" Because I'm not speaking.
All right.
I'm just trying to be quiet.
And really quick, coming up this week, we have Witches Tea Party on Wednesday and the last night of free Reiki on Thursday. And I think there's only 2 spots left.
There is.
So,
yeah, that's it.
So hurry up
We're
and
done.
call if you want one of those, because we won't have free Reiki again for quite some time.
845-255-5756.
All
Make
right.
an appointment. You can't just fire us a note here because we'll forget.
Okay.
All right. What we do?
You go first, Geraldine.
Geraldine. You see, now this is about disinformation as well. Fear and disinformation, which is being bandied around so much right now.
Saturn energy.
Ah, yes, but if you actually take a look at this and do a little bit of critical thinking, you can see straight away there is so much. I love this card because, first off, devil, oh, fear, devil, not good, devil. Diwali, what is that? Oh, it's
Light.
a festival of light. Devil has its root in Hindi. That's where the name comes from. Interesting. Oh, we dig a little creeper. We say he's also known as Lucifer, and his domain is hell.
Light.
Hell means light, people. When you say hello to somebody, you're wishing them light. You ever thought about that? No, because we don't. We don't think about it. We just go through the motions. We've stopped looking. So don't let your fears, which may or may not be rational, but don't let your fears control you here. Practice critical thinking.
All right, Geraldine, I'm going to say that I noticed that the nooses around the necks are big enough they could be slipped off. I think you're going to release yourself and have some sort of big transformation, that you're going to get out from under something that's really been bothering you and move forward in a really positive way.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
No, don't be scared, Geraldine. That's the key. Don't be scared. You know.
You got it twice? Well,
She
you
said
must be in your revolution, honey.
Yep.
All right, Gilda, really positive energy regarding family and friends and support systems. I think things are going to go a lot better than you thought, and that even though you may be facing a different direction than somebody who you kind of have to deal with, I think you're going to be able to move forward towards friends and family and send the other person packing.
Very briefly, because I know Lisa's going to get all over my case. This actually is a very copacetic card. I think this is very much about your heraldry. Where do you come from? Where do you come from? You know, what is your lineage? What is what is it that you've gained, gleaned, learned from your ancestors that you can bring forwards and pass on to your offspring? You know, and I think this communication of that ancestral wisdom is hugely important. Alrighty. Hello, Anna. Send us a gift if you want a reading on the Tick. I see people asking questions. Just send us a gift and we'll do you a reading.
I don't know.
Pull you a card.
TikTok makes me nuts.
Yeah, we're all nuts.
Sean.
Anyway. It's all good.
Sean.
King of Solomon.
For you, this really is 2 things. I think a discernment about figuring out what is right and what is left. Or, what is the truth here? And also, this can be caution regarding a speeding ticket. And that usually happens when your mind is on something else and you're in real familiar territory. So if there's some sort of speed trap in a place that you often travel, be extra mindful.
Yes, keep your mind on your foot and your eye on the needle. But aside from that, look, this I think is I want to say, I'm going to cut this short. King of Solomon, 2 women, 1 baby. Cut the baby in half.
100 times, yeah.
Cut the baby in half, give them half each. And the one woman said, "Oh God, no, don't harm the child." And he said, "Oh, you're the real mother, you get the baby." We could go into the ins and outs of this until the cows come out. We don't need to.
Yep.
What the arbiter was, what actually convinced him to make the correct judgment in this situation was the fact that the one person came at it from love. Yeah, here, don't harm the child. I will yield. I will give up my claim. Do not harm the child. It's more important. She came at it from a place of love. That is your acid test. That is your acid test to determine fact from fiction. Is it from a place of love? If it's from a place of fear and hatred and anger
and violence,
it is not. It is not true.
Logan.
Yes. Me?
You first.
Oh, right. Sorry. Oh, hey, we're getting some powerful cards here. This is a pretty interesting one. Another king of Pentacles. This one. This one, to me, you know, I think you're actually going to do much better at your work. I don't know whether they're going to give you a raise or perhaps even a more responsible position. But I think this does show that you're being comfortable financially. But you are being reminded to remain spiritually humble, okay? I could explain the ins and outs of that, but the armoured shoe on the hook is the dead giveaway there. Be spiritually humble. It's important.
I feel that for whatever reason, you're very torn between how you express your energy and how much energy you put into someone else. I feel like this is a real kind of push me, pull me, with wanting very much to stay stable and be able to work on things that you want to work on, and having to put your energy out there for someone else. So somehow, again, go within and find that balance so that you don't give away more than you really can. All right. Anne-Marie.
Anne-Marie. Dun, dun, dun.
Anne-Marie. A new journey begins. You may think that things are coming to a close, that you've finished some chapters. And maybe that's true. Maybe you finished some chapters, but you haven't finished the book. So the next chapter is about to unfold. Have great faith in yourself. You're going to do wonderful.
I'm so loving this as well. This is a great card. And I don't know why, but things have been sort of like ringing bells in my head lately as well. To let you into a secret, in our own deck, we portrayed this character as the Dalai Lama. And it's interesting that at our Craft of the Wise yesterday, one of the folks that was there had got this wonderful t-shirt on, and it said, "Be kind whenever possible, and it's always possible." And that's a quote from the Dalai Lama. So and
there
I
are
remember,
no coincidences, only synchronicities.
Yes, I remember him having an interview where he actually said, "My religion is kindness. I just practice kindness," and that, I think, is so true. You know, this it can be that incredible, beautiful, liberating step of faith when you realise, when you come at things from a place of kindness, shit changes. And it changes dramatically. It's not necessarily that it's changed. It's just your relationship to it has changed. Ergo, it changes. And I think this is it. I really feel this card is showing so much potential for you. Don't be afraid. Relish the opportunity. Step forward in faith and practice kindness.
You're first for Savannah.
Savannah! Resting back the sword of control. It is important. You don't have to run anybody through with that. Understand that this
Off with their head!
And there we go. Oh man, there's so much I can't share with you, but I would love to. But the course of this weekend has been one amazing spiritual journey, and weird synchronicities all wrapped up together, and it's just, yes. Swords divide, and it was shown that we can see that because we've got that blue and that white on the sword there, clearly showing that this is, we divide things, and swords will divide, you know. So swords can be horribly divisive. They can cut things apart with them. Literally, you can decapitate somebody with a sword. Yet this sword has got a crown on it, and it's also got an olive branch and seaweed, like giant kelp seaweed. Why the hell have we got seaweed on a sword? That's a story for another day. But, but this is about bringing together. Yes, being authority, but having the authority to say, you stop quarrelling now. Stop quarrelling.
I think this is a reminder of how powerful words can be, both in a negative way, like a sharp tongue, but also in a positive way, to speak something into being. So use your energy to keep that sword held high, to speak good things into being, and only behead the things that deserve it. I'm first for Carol.
Or for the heads.
Carol.
Oh, the dawn.
Yeah, in Christopher's deck, he made this the dawn, the mother of all. That's what he's going to read this. But I'm going to say to you that I think knowing yourself is very important right now. And that doesn't mean giving in and sitting down and not doing anything. But it means understanding your limits and choosing your battles with yourself. Yes. Right? I really want to do such and so. Is it a good idea? Could I assign it to someone else and still get a good result? Just like listening to your core. You know who you are. Remember who you are and do your best to honor that.
This to me is very much a copaesthetic card, Carol. This is very much about nurturing nature and allowing nature to nurture you. And when that happens, and it is, I mean, there's a wonderful gentleness about this, but authority nonetheless, you know. This is not somebody without agency, but it's somebody who's choosing to be incredibly considerate and mindful in their actions, and that it does no harm, especially to themselves. Because, you know, sometimes we can be too keen and we just push ourselves too hard or too far and do something stupid, and then we can't actually do the thing that we actually really wanted to do. So be measured, you know, be measured, be mindful, and above all, enjoy and allow nature to nurture you by nurturing nature.
All right,
if
you're
that
first
makes
for Cass.
any sense. Cass, another queen. What's going
a lot of
on
court
here?
cards today.
What's going on?
Because
a lot of authority
because
today.
things are really
heads.
about yes, people, heads, how you're thinking, what you're allowing your thoughts to be drawn to, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and you know, heads. So you know, heads of state, heads of, you know, the crown is on the head kind of thing.
Yeah.
So here we have a crown queen. This very much is Cass, yeah? Scorpio card, fixed water. Very much about emotions, but there's an intensity in emotion. There really is. Just be mindful not to allow yourself to get carried away in a sea of emotion. And wind up dashed against the bloody rocks, you know, shipwrecked, so to speak. But there is much beauty in the sea, in the shore, in that amazing liminal space where she sits right now. In fact, her dress actually becomes part of the ocean, you know. So that liminality. Maybe it'd be good for you to go get, you know, take a run out to Connecticut or the island or whatever, and go get your feet in the water. I think maybe it's going to be restorative for you emotionally.
I don't know why, but I'll say what it comes in. Today I'm being reminded of the story of the scorpion and the turtle.
Oh no!
So the scorpion and the turtle on the riverbank, and the river is really rushing, and the scorpion knows he'll get pulled down and drowned. So he says to the turtle, "Hey, can you give me a ride on your back across the river?" And the turtle says, "What? You're kidding. You're a scorpion. You'll sting me in the neck and we'll drown." He said, "No, why would I do that? The whole reason I'm asking you to take me on your back is so that I'm safe." Well, okay, that's logical. So they get out in the middle of the river, and guess what happens? The scorpion stings the turtle in the neck. And the turtle looks at the scorpion and says, "Oh my God, we're going to die, and it's all your fault." And the scorpion says, "No, it's all your fault, because you knew I was a scorpion when you let me get on your back. So don't let any scorpions Get on your back.
And other signs will be run through later.
Not about a particular sign. All right, I'm first for Jess. Jess, the wish card.
They do come true.
I think this is a beautiful affirmation of positive energy, saying you are going to find your place, your center, and that sometimes these big changes are so difficult while they're happening. We don't understand the amount of stability that we'll have when things settle. So things are going to settle really well, and you're going to be happy.
Absolutely. And, eschew the thinking, be careful what you wish for, because that says, everything has to come with a horrible price, doesn't it? Oh, you can't wish for something, because if you wish for it, you just might get it. In other words, it comes with a burden. It doesn't have to be that way. What's wrong with aspirational thinking? If you don't have any wishes, how can you even have a wish come true? So aspirational thinking, without aspirational thinking, you won't aspire to anything. And I know, as Lisa said, when you're up to your ass in alligators, it's hard to remember your objective was to drain the swamp.
I have never said that.
Well, no, I'm paraphrasing. It's like you've had to deal with so much happening all at the same time. It's like really hard to remember, this was my plan, because it's almost like events have carried you rather than you trying to control those events. But you've done remarkably well through all of it. So breathe, give yourself a little pat on the back, say, you know what, I'm still standing, yama we hid, and better than that, because you're now in a position where you can bring your wishes into fruition. So have at it, Jess.
Powerful full moon coming. Lots of power in this full moon. We just have to keep our wits about us.
And don't get angry. Do not get angry.
All right, you're first for Laura.
Laura! What is this? Kings, queens? It's just, what is going on here? There's just about every card we pulled today has been a king or a queen, Interesting. King of Wands. Now this card I call my king of wishful thinking. But again, there's nothing wrong with wishful thinking. We just had the wish card, If you don't have wishful thinking, if you don't have aspirational thinking, you cannot aspire to anything. So, it's okay. But take it beyond a wish. Take it beyond a wish. Start putting a plan into action to make it happen. This is about clarity of thought as well. So have at it, and it'll come together.
All right. There's a little lizard on here. I don't know if you can see him.
He's a gecko, an insurance salesman.
There's a little lizard on here, and I would like for you to pay attention to your dreams. Even if you have to keep a little notebook by your bed or a little tape recorder, so when you're still kind of in that hypnagogic, you can make note of the dream. And if you don't find a way to interpret yourself, I think it might even be worth getting somebody else to look at it. There are a lot of really awesome people out there who know how to read dream messages. And I feel like things are coming together. This card is very Mars energy, and Mars is very prevalent now. So pay attention, take action. Do the surgery to get rid of what no longer works so that you can move forward. And Helena, we were going to read you anyway, so.
Yeah, but thank you for this, for the Sal. Thank you for making our lights flash. If anybody else would like to make our lights flash, feel free.
Look, the head. That's so funny. All right.
Kimberly has joined us as a channel member.
Is she a channel member?
Oh, yes.
All right.
Oh, yes.
Helena, this is fire in the head. So remember how powerful your thoughts, your messages, your words. I do feel that during the Mercury retrograde, you are going to come across some information and be able to really iron out the details and get things moving the way you want them to.
Absolutely. I love this. We've got the glyph of Jupiter going on here, and we've got that illumination. So this is about higher thinking. It is about getting your head in the right place, you know. And really, yeah, I think it's going to be a revelatory time, however you say it in American.
Revolutionary.
No, something.
Oh, revealing.
Yeah, it's revelatory. How do you say it over here?
Revealing?
Revealing? I don't know. Well, it's
revelatory. That's an interesting word.
It's a word. It's a real word. I know that.
Oh,
anyway, so you grammar police out there, correct us. But it really is. Yeah. Again, this inspiration, inspired, to be literally breathed in by a god. You know, to be inspired. So, yeah, go for it. Divine inspiration. Have at it. And I don't know. I think this is good for you. This is good. Yeah.
All right. And you're first for Kimberly, and this will be the last one.
Hello, Kimberly. Did we ever mention the Hierophant card? Look a little deeper, girl. Look a little deeper, and you will see those secrets hidden in plain sight. Even though that everything has been, you know, steeped in this ability, these wonderful mysteries. They've been wrapped up and buried and hidden and contorted and all that sort of stuff, but they're visible in plain sight if you have the eyes to see. And I think the blinkers have come off you, and I think you really are you're seeing you are receiving so much in the way of like confirmation right now that you're growing in spades, you know, literally. And that's wonderful. So kudos to you. How about it?
On the top of the head here is the constellation Cassiopeia, that W. And this is like being nurtured by the stars. And I feel like astrology is really going to become something big to you, that you really start to understand and work with and make things better for yourself. And I think a lot of things that have been kind of had your wires crossed are going to uncross and be a lot clearer, even in the midst of all of this chaos energy. All right, card of the week.
Card of the week. You should pull that. I really feel, because you've got the tinfoil hat on. Well, you haven't, but.
All right, well, we're going to have two.
I'm glad we got that, because I wanted to show you this. I'd never seen this before.
Could I see it, please, to show them?
Okay.
All right, so both fell out. So manage your burdens carefully. You can make the magic happen. You just maybe have to carry things a little stronger than usual to make sure that you don't get screwed up.
Yeah, if we're putting them two cards together for the card of the week, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. This, the magician, you can make things happen, but it's all in the head. 99.9% of witchcraft is headology, and it's in your own head, in the words of the zombies, isn't it? The cranberries or wherever it was. Zombie cranberries. In your head.
Just keep going.
It's in your head, okay? What's in your head? What are you giving room to in your head?
We're all carrying quite a lot of burdens.
What is it? What are you fretting? Are you worrying? Are you drawing the wrong kind of negative energy to you? Or are you being creative and moving things forwards? Because what goes on in here is what comes out of there. And Kimberly's flashed our lights as well.
Thank you, guys.
That's wonderful. Well, the lights will flash presently, I'm sure. But this one, this is the key here. Yeah. Why me? Why have I got... I'm going to show you in just a second.
Oh, between his leg and the wand.
There you go.
Oh.
I've never seen that before. But it's there. It jumped out at me the other day and went, oh, bugger me drunk. So yeah, this you're almost there. You're almost got your load where it's got to go. And you can say, oh my God, why does everything have to be so difficult? Why do I have to have this huge burden? Why?
So we can appreciate it when we let it down.
Hold on a chuffing minute, all right? Take a second, put the damn things down, you know, maybe take your belt off, wrap it around the centre of it and lamp them on your shoulder. That's how you do things better, yeah. And then
we all have to work a little smarter, not harder.
So yeah, you can struggle trying to hold these things as a loose lot, or you could bring them together, stick them on your shoulder, and move on much easier. There is, although this is a card of completion, there is still so much untapped potential here if you will do it. So again, be impeccable in your thoughts. Be impeccable in your thoughts. Do not allow the craziness, and it is crazy. It's almost like the whole world's lost its head. The whole world has gone abjectly mad right now. And there is a madness in the air. And there is so much in lies and deceit flying around all over the place. Don't become a proponent of that. Don't just spread that.
Stop, look, and listen.
Stop, look, listen, discern, think, okay? Think, get your facts. Ask where they get their facts. Look at your sources, okay? These are really important. Don't be duped. And don't spread anger and evil.
All right, and your fun research for this week is Al Ghul and Sabian symbols, if you want some fun.
Do you know, actually, we've got a couple of symbols that are made by Sabian. No, seriously, Zildjian is a symbol maker and Sabian is a symbol maker. So that's why when Lisa said, go get me the book on Sabian symbols, I went,
What?
you're being funny. This is a drummer joke, right? It's a drummer joke. Wade, thank you for joining us. If you want to become a channel member, we'll do your reading anytime you feel like it.
Not now. We're leaving
But
because we have
we're
an
about to-
appointment in
we've-
4 minutes.
Yes, we have to go. We have to go meet with our artist just now. So thank you so much. I'm gonna blow that out, and we're gonna hang up here. I have to do this first now. There's 1,000 things has to be done. Off you go.
All right. Anyway,
And
people,
have an
Sabian symbols are
amazing-
fun and
they
fascinating,
are.
and it's a great way to occupy your mind and research Al Ghul and see what's going on there. And remember that Uranus and Mars are joining Al Ghul for a little triad.
Oh,
Bye.
hey, try to keep your head, people. All right, have an amazing day. Thank you. And if you want a reading on TikTok, you have to throw us a gift. But next week, you're out of time now. We've got to go do some stuff. So have an amazing day. Be well, be joyful, be blessed, and bye from us.
Bye. Peace.
Stop. Come on.
Oh, my goddess.
I
I really dislike TikTok. I
really
can't help
can't
it.
get there.
My goodness.
What the... End. Thank you.
Bye. Peace. So long.
All right.
Happy thank yous.
Thank you, guys. Have an amazing day.
Yes, see you soon, Carol.
Bye. All right. So, 12:27, 42 views.